right, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome to Can't Catch a Break. How everybody's doing out there today? Taking out your busy schedules to listen to Can't Catch a Break. You didn't have to do it. Thank you, first time visitors that's coming by. I said visitors, or all right. Thank you so much. Thank you for just taking out your busy schedule. You don't really have to do it, but I thank you for it. I just want to, yeah, give you a big, welcome standing ovation for that. Because really, you don't have to do that. You don't really have to come on, but I thank you for taking out your busy schedule. Really, you don't really have to, but thank you so much. I do really appreciate you. If you have a feedback or you want to comment, you're more than welcome to comment. You're more than welcome to comment. So thank you once again for listening to Can't Catch a Break. I have an interesting, yeah, episode today because I want to talk about something that's really affecting us, affecting people all across the United States. And this is dealing with, I know, when it even comes to just regular people, when it comes to citizens of the United States, black or brown, no matter what color you are. We're seeing the really the chaos between the federal government and the citizens of the United States. How, when it comes to ICE agents and the federal government, see, here's the problem is right now what people are seeing that we seeing the law, the Constitution has been shaken, when it comes to immigration authority. See, in the constitutional rights and due process, the law is clear on that ICE cannot use civil immigration powers to against U.S. citizens, but yet we see it happening. We see kids are really tied up, like their hands are like they're under arrest, walking out of buildings. I mean, you see ICE agents throw down U.S. senators, federal government actually, FBI officials throw down U.S. citizen Congress people getting arrested. It's a mess right now. They're stopping people. I mean, you could be U.S. citizen and they still stop you, but they don't have the authority to do that. They cannot. And see, that's one of the lawsuits. Really, I mean, I'm surprised the courts are not suing, the federal government for the things that it's doing. I mean, really, when we look at it, we never had nothing like this. Never as the people, no matter if your religious background and or what belief you are. We never had this happening. I mean, to a point where now tourists just don't want to come here. People from other countries don't want to come here and visit us because of what the chaos is happening. There's a lot of things happening. You see, really, when it comes to our supply and goods and all that. You see there's a slack, when it comes to prices, everything is sky high when it comes to these things that's happening. But when it comes to the law, though, here's the problem. People are, when it comes to the federal agents and the ICE agents, I mean, really, when it comes to their authority, I mean, really, it has been, really abusive in some kind, you know, ICE agents or rather federal authorities, uh, if they take it against, the U.S. citizens, the citizen still has protected by the Constitution. People must understand this, know your legal rights. Okay, but the error do occur. They do make mistakes, but at the same time, we're seeing these mistakes happen rapidly. I mean, really, really, and sometimes people are wrongfully arrested, detained, targeted. You see, just all this become now into political parade. We see this going on. The politics have gotten so deep in this that now they really well, and with the law, but see, the law, the court, the judicial system is supposed to be separate from that. But we see what's happening. It's not separate. Even to the Supreme Court, we see when it comes to favors, and we see things are happening. And America needs to wake up. You see, churches are talking about this thing. Where a point where remember churches were they wasn't even talking about this like it is. You got churches involved, into this, and now you see Catholic churches and many others are talking about this, the rights of citizens. You see what's happening, and I guess and it seems like our senators and our House of Representatives, they don't care. When it comes to the political parties, some of when you see what they're doing, the corruption from money, having money. I mean, with contracts, they see it's like this when you hear these politicians on TV, the FBI director and those talk about what they ain't gonna do, but yet they steady doing things that's not in by they doing out overreach. Can I say the word overreach? They are not really following the law when you look at it. Okay, when you look at it, because the president of the United States doesn't have the authority to when it comes to the law, when it comes to the Constitution. Okay, and everything from the fifth and the Fourth Amendment, 14th Amendment is guaranteed, due process. But we seeing that it's been taken away now, like never before. We see the Fourth Amendment protections are supposed to be protected from searches. That's why when police stop your cars, there's nothing in your car, you're supposed to be protected unless they have a warrant. Unless they have a warrant. In order for them to make an arrest in your home, they must have a probable cause. Even if from a motor vehicle stop. That's what people seems to not understand. First of all, they work for the people, law enforcement. So they supposed to identify themselves, name and badge number, and then if they have a reason to stop you. If they don't have no reason to stop you, if they tell you just produce ID, you don't have to because you haven't committed a crime. And things is, you ask them, am I being detained? They say no. What was the stop for? You say, and they don't tell you. Still, they have no right to stop you if they can't tell you what it is. What's the probable cause? See, and you don't supposed to get irate or, that's what makes them say, well, they can use that against you in the court of law. That's why they use that. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in the court of law. So your words mean a lot. And then they have body cams on them. You know, body cam's supposed to be worn at all times. Make sure it's on. That's the things you would ask. See, because right now, even with the federal government, you see the federal government, what they're doing right now. Uh, they're doing overreach, and this is unconstitutional. When it comes to people, amendment rights, protection, okay, you see some things are being violated. The Fifth Amendment protects a citizen from the right to remain silent and question. That's why people plead the Fifth all the time. In some cases, they plead the Fifth. Know your laws. Know your laws. And then, like I said, if an ICE agent, I just want to help somebody because I've seen a lot of people getting arrested. But you have rights. This is what you need to do. If you're a U.S. citizen and you're wrongly, and I mean, there's a lot of lawyers say, I'm not a lawyer, but I do read. Knowledge is power. I'm not here to judge. We're not here to judge. We're not here to talk about. We're just saying the facts. Christian or non-Christian, it goes to your front door when you leave the house. I mean, this can happen to anybody. And if you're a U.S. citizen is wrongly detained by an ICE agent or the federal authorities, okay, when it comes to your rights, okay, and when it comes to your constitutional rights, even the Homeland Security people, okay, they have to have a right to arrest you, okay. When it comes to the law, they are trained, supposed to be trained to ask questions, determine the status before making an arrest. Oh my God! It's just the thing is, I'm telling you, all this is what makes when I see people, okay, not really catching on to what's really going on. This is a problem because they use these tactics to get you. And if you ain't listening, if you ain't paying attention, they are trained to ask questions, okay, to determine the status of you making for they making an arrest. First of all, when it comes to identifying you, when it comes to identify you, okay, sometimes people be arrested, okay, from immigration facilities for a period of time, mistaking identity. There's a couple cases happening throughout the cities. They taking people in, mistaken identity arrest, lawsuit. Multiply, I mean, when it comes to obstructing the law enforcement, okay, you can't uh, take action like interfering with an agent or assault even an immigration enforcement officer. You can't do that. You have the right to talk. You have freedom of speech. You can't interfere with. Don't do that. Okay. You can talk to them. You can tell them it's wrong. You can let them know. They can't arrest you for that. You have a right under the Constitution, the first Constitution, and when it comes to the amendments, you have a right: freedom of press, freedom of religion. Okay, it can be based upon a crime. They can arrest you based upon a criminal act. Okay, if you should do anything assault, if you should interfere. Okay, so I'm just letting you know how it goes. I see people. That's when immigration is like really edging people on because of things they do. So some people go out to immigration officers and stuff, and they wind up getting arrested because you can't do that. They gotta first of all identify you. They gotta train to ask questions, and you can repeat that to them. Get that name, and I know many of them are wearing masks and stuff, and they hide their faces because what happens is that some people they retaliate against them, and that's why some of them wear masks and stuff because they have been targeted. But I think should no one be targeted because it's wrong. But I'll tell you one thing though, they still have to identify themselves, okay? Even when they make that arrest after the fact, they gotta give you a name and badge number. And if they don't, make sure someone around you with a camera so you can get that because on their uniform it says immigration. On there, you see them wearing their necklace, their badge like a badge. Get that. Get a description of the whole body. Take a picture of it so you can identify this person just in case they decide to violate your rights. Okay, you can contact attorney. Okay, speaking with an attorney. You can always ask before you even attempt to make an arrest and speak to the attorney. And sometimes they'll, because of mistakes happen, they'll do it, arrest you. It's just like these kids were detained. I mean, babies coming out of apartments and stuff, and helicopters over buildings. And see, here's the dangerous part of all this: that when they go to these major cities, I don't know. I pray for them, the troops. I pray for all the people, law enforcement, and those. Because when you go into unfamiliar territory, there's people that are already criminals. That if you that had been in jail, got out, served time, but then they go back to their houses looking for those people that don't have no crimes, and they target them. So what the person thinking? I'm not going back to jail. My rights are being violated. This is the anger now side of people. Because if I go back, I'm gonna be doing 20 or 30 more years. I just got 20 years. I got reform. I went through rehabilitation. Now, no way. Uh, I'm almost of an age right now. My whole life passed. So this what happens. That's where incidents happen. So they gotta be careful. See, these officers need to realize that you need to go home back to your families. We're in different times now, people. Okay, we're in different times now, people. And the thing is, this ain't the 60s no more. This is not the 60s no more. These are things now are happening at a rapid rate. And now when you go into these big cities like New York, Chicago, when you go to cities like that, okay, there's areas where you say homicide rates and stuff are so high, but there's areas in there that really, really, when it comes to people that are legal here, they're gonna challenge you. So you're putting yourself in harm's way. So y'all pray for these police officers and ICE agents and FBI men and our military men, even though they may have more ammunition, but a life is a life no matter who it is. Okay? So this president that's sending all these troops out there to these different cities, do he know the consequences of and we God forbid anything happen to people, anyone of nobody, no person, because what's happening right now, there's a slippery slope right now. There's things that's gonna happen. It ain't happened yet, but we're gonna it's triggering down right now. It's triggering. And then when you look at TV, when you look at your senators and Congress people up there in denial, and when you see people, millions of people watching TV, and when they see this kind of thing, it ain't about politics no more. Something is about survival now. It's about my rights being taken away. It's about if I'm gonna live, if I'm gonna see my kids, I'm gonna be a citizen. You know, and I you know, and it sparks a thing of turmoil. That's why we got activists and people praying. People are coming together of this because they know this is a different time, and people are not listening from the White House. Top officials not listening how much danger it is of doing that. Get them the states, the cities, they're funding money from the federal government to fund so they can have resources. Let the law enforcement that are trained to do that. There's ways, there's avenues, there's programs, there's things you can do. But now they taking it another step. They want to do it their way to a point where you're causing chaos, immigration and all that. They're not police officers. They going into communities that really they don't have no familiar. They don't know that these people, who in them communities. It just ain't been revealed yet. Have you noticed some things when it comes to certain areas of the city, when it comes to certain when you look at these small cities that the ICE and agents and they going into, do you know they haven't went to some of the roughest neighborhoods in some parts of Chicago or New York yet? Yes, yes. There's places the police won't go, but they will go. But the thing is, when you have ICE agents, and I pray for them because they've been put in risk right now. When it comes to FBI men, they've been put in risk right now. Police, they know the areas. They know how to go in. They know what to do. They ain't never been there. The FBI, ICE especially, ain't never been there. And really dealt with these communities that the police, the local police that live in those states have done, the city have done. And they know who. They know who's the ones. They know. So if you can write your politician and, because these are lies, people, and they're risking over for political gain. Jesus Christ wants everybody to live. God wants everybody, child, man, woman, boy, and girl, no matter what color, religion, background you're from. He wants everybody to live and be happy. But what are they doing it right now? All because from the White House. We taking a bite of the crap. They ain't the way they did it. There was never a way they did it. That's not the way they did it. They never had the federal troops come in. These federal troops don't know nothing about going into when it comes to a city, okay, and arresting people because they are for war, for countries. So even though they got ammunition and all that, but that doesn't make a difference when it comes to people, retaliating. This is serious times. So we want all the troops and we want the law enforcement to go home to their families, those that been in these communities. There's an insight that they don't see. They think they see, they don't see. ICE definitely don't see. And they need to get out of there. I know immigration. I know if you're legal and all that, you commit a crimes, you deported. And that's the law. But when it comes to going in the way they've been going in, we pray, people. We pray. I know Christians not supposed to be into politics. I'm not here to knock nobody who believes anything. But I'm saying that this is not a right what we're seeing because it's a trap. It's a demonic trap. Okay? Nobody wins from this. Nobody wins. It hurts families, people from black and brown. It doesn't matter what color you are. It hurts America. It hurts the people here to see this. And right now, the troops coming in and the laws have been, the laws have been broken when it comes to obeying a direct order from the Supreme Court judges. Yeah, people, let's talk. Y'all want to? I'm telling you the fact. They're not looking at the inside of it. They're looking at, well, we got the troops. I got the troops down there. I got ICE. I got all these ones. But do they know the areas they're walking into? Everybody that they say that they took guns from. You hear about FBI director. Okay, that's his job. He's supposed to do that. Okay, and all this. But there's people that even the FBI director don't even know about. That's over here, been over here for 20 years since them borders been coming in here. Those people in here that really, when you look at it, I'm telling you, it's real. Look beyond 20 years now to now, 25 years or 30 years until now. How many people you think is in here now that you think you get all of them? That you know you can target certain people? But there's people that's not even from this country over here. Do you think they care about, hey, taking a U.S. citizen out? No, because they've been from foreign written countries that were, been through chaos. But yet, there are these troops here and these FBI men and the ICE agents are walking into dangerous territory right now. They don't talk about it in the news. They don't talk about it in the news, y'all. Okay, and religion should be religion when it comes to treat telling people to be good, not to show discord or not to because of a person of a different party. Religion needs to stay out of it. It said that there's a better way. Jesus wasn't about politics when it came to him, making things where if I'm a political party, I can do this, and I'm gonna go against you because you're not from this party. He did not do that. That's not in the Bible. But yet it's twisted right now, people. It's twisted right now. We in a crisis. I just want everybody to know. Just pray. Because these are unfamiliar territories. People that these officers, these FBI men, they're gonna be walking these ICE agents, immigration. You're not law enforcement officers. The law enforcement that in that city, you give them the right tools, you give them what they need. They know people. But the thing is, when you have mayors saying, "Do not interfere," okay, because the law enforcement could handle it. But because when you do things, when they telling you don't do it, then there's a problem, a bigger problem. Because the law enforcement officers know all of them, the ones, the means, because they some of them retired there, some of them that been there, they know the communities. Okay, the local law enforcement officers, not the ICE agents, not the FBI. They ain't been in these communities. They go, yeah, they go in and out, but they ain't been around long enough. They don't. The detectives, the sheriffs, they know. But when it comes to FBI, when it comes to ICE and military, they don't know areas like that unless they grew up and they lived in the areas. Some of them do know. But I'm just saying, this is why it's a bigger picture. Ain't nobody talking about that. He's looking at, oh, we got the military. The military is going to go in, somebody try something. But the thing is, it's not about that. It's about knowing the area because all it takes is one life to be taken. And it's a sad day, okay? They can have all the ammunition they want, but I'm telling you, and it's more people than you imagine who still has not been untracked, that's in the system, that's not in the system. Let's keep it real. All right? So the Senate, Congress, all y'all is fighting political parties and stuff. Y'all better pray and talk and get together. Okay, because we have a bitter president. We just pray for him. We have a bitter president who's out to seek vengeance. We see it in emails, True Social. We see he said things that we never had any president from George Bush to Obama. None of the presidents done this. What we're seeing right now. Biden, none of them go after people, go after blue states, leave the red states alone. None of them never done this. All of some lawsuits. He wasn't through in jail. He was sued. That's all. Okay, yeah, when you was young, you got caught up with some people. Okay, but it's gone. The statute of limitation back then is gone. But yet you're still going after things, and we just pray for Donald Trump. Because this is the Bible. That's all, people. This is the Bible. Republican and Democrat, and they come together and say enough is enough. Hey, you know what? We're gonna get along. We're gonna obey the law, the Constitution. We're gonna do what's right. Okay, that's how you do it, and you'll see the law can be the law when you do it right. The law can be the law, and everybody have to follow the law. Nobody is above the law, and then you'll see the changes in communities and all over because the money will be allocated to programs and needs to help people, help in these cities, the law enforcement, people that they need. I mean, no matter what, evil's gonna be here till you die. Life you can always have issues in life. But I just say this because what I'm hearing on TV and hearing from different shows, TV shows about who's doing this, the blame game and all that, all the blaming, all the blaming you're doing, it doesn't solve anything. But it's how to figure out a way you can do better with each other. That's what helps. And I just want to leave you with this, that no man's an island. Okay. You have to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. And I mean, we see America right now in 2025, not even 2026, 10 months in. It's so much chaos, so much turmoil right now. Just the storms, the winds alone, the hurricanes and stuff. The weather is part. We see more rapid things happen, but the Bible talks about this. I'm not here to knock my religion on anyone, my beliefs, but we're seeing this. People are seeing this. They notice this. So when it comes to red states and blue states, when it comes to people that need to be funded, fund them. It's because you have a Democratic governor in a red state, fund it. The people need their access to the health care and programs, senior citizens and medicine. They need all that teaching, education. Just because you are a Republican governor in a blue state, you gonna fund them, but you won't fund the Democrat governor in a red state. Just like when the mayor is opposite. This is not right. No, people in need when it comes to senior citizen, disabled, when it comes to medicine, health care, people are in need. Families, black, brown, Jew, Gentile, Protestant, Catholic, doesn't make a difference. They're in need. Legal citizens in the United States, they're in need. When it comes to people over here that are legal, committing crimes, then that's when the law steps in. Illegal, I said illegal. But other than that, it shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like this. And we just gotta pray, people. I'm just praying. We're gonna continue hearing the news ratings and everything gonna go up. They're gonna always good news. They're gonna news no matter what. But don't fear. Keep your head up. It's gonna end one day. Yes. Things gonna go back to normal. Because there was one time when people after the 60s, after the Vietnam War, you see this a change rapidly when it comes to people rights, when it comes to people being treated rights. There was laws enacted, even more laws enacted to serve and protect. We all created equals in God's eyes. That we are one nation under God's country. So, and other countries are laughing at us. They don't fear America. They don't fear America. They think they're better than us now because they said, well, I thought we were bad. They're worse. America. That's what they saying. Sure, I'll go back to my country. I'll go over there. I don't want to be over here. All that chaos over there. At least I had some chaos, but not like this. Some people are leaving this country because they see the chaos here, and they're going back to their home. And some were U.S. citizens, immigrants that want to go back home because what they're seeing here. We got a president. We pray for him. We never had nothing like this. It's not Donald Trump's fault. He okay. It's the politicians that enact laws, that make laws, that let this go on beyond, supersede past their authority. And you have a Supreme Court judges. They have the power to reject. They do for certain things. They let go by it, and there's a problem. Ruth get it. Ruth, the lady Ruth Ginsburg, as I'm saying her name right. Justice Scalia's. Like these were judges. These were people that uphold the law. But now, and we got some in there right now upholding the law. We got some that's putting politics into the law. Yeah. We love all Supreme Court judges. We obey the law. And one thing about it, I don't care who you are, you ain't above the law. No matter what, because it's wrong. Can't put fear in people, no matter who you are, because you disagree. It's okay to disagree. It ain't the end of the world. But one thing about it, we got to follow the law, people. From the White House to the church house, from the street corners, everywhere you got to follow the law. All right, well, thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break. Really appreciate you. Thank you for listening to Can't Catch a Break. I hope y'all have a fantastic a fantastic life. Enjoy your family. Okay, always keep your head up. The best is yet to come. Not here to judge. Now we're here to share knowledge. Knowledge is power. Believe in it. Yes, have the faith. Keep on moving. If you have any comments, any suggestions, anything, any feedback, I'm willing. Let's talk. Let's talk. This is Can't Catch a Break. Still going strong. To catch me with me and Dr. Charlotte Johnson. Come on. We're here to talk about the facts. We don't make this up. This is serious, yo. This is serious. We in the last days. We in the last days. Yeah. Encourage somebody. Help somebody. Yes. Let's talk. This podcast is here to help. This podcast is here to help, to encourage, to build. Yes, it is that you can be somebody. That's what we're talking. Knowledge is power. Sky's the limit. How far you want to go? Well, thank you all for listening. Y'all have a fantastic and a wonderful day. You can subscribe. You can hit the comment. I want to hear from you. Thank you very much, and all the podcasters out here that's talking and those on TV and giving the input of what we're seeing. Keep talking. Keep talking, but be a peacemaker. Be a peacemaker. Bring peace. All right. Have a blessed day.